Greetings Space Cadets and welcome back for another Minecraft survival episode. In today's episode, as promised, we're going to do something a little easy. We're going to do a couple of updates on our bases and a quick run around of the farms and see what yields we get from all of our different facilities. First off, you'll see that in front of us we have a dried kelp storeroom. Now, I'm not going to show you that today, and I'm not going to show you the kelp farm and the bits and bobs there. It is just to say it's producing a phenomenal amount. I'm going to do another video just after this, which is going to explain just how self-sustaining this system is and what I've done to make it self-sustaining, but we're going to come back to that in the next video there. So next off, we're going to have a look in our map room to start off today, because I've made quite a few updates in here. It's not just the plain basic room like what these are now, these modules. We've made it a little bit bigger and filled it with light. I'm going to get rid of this pedestal in the middle here because I don't really like it. I just needed something to stand on. But I've updated this map here. I've expanded it as well, added an extra 2 on either side, plus the bottom run and top run. And yep, so you can see all of our facilities here in our little base from the maps here. So we've got our iron farm up here with its entrance. We have the slime farm, we've got the potato farm. This is our tower, our nether gateway. And here we have another conduit. I thought I'd just put that in there with the just underneath the ground here is our kelp farm, so it just made it a little bit easier there. I should have technically, because we have our other conduit here, I calculated that if I had placed it here, it would have made this whole block like that, all like conduit affected, but no, I decided to build it up here instead, just because I'll probably put a few more of these because I've got loads of these Hearts of the Seas. But anyway, back to the map. As I say, we've got my tower there. We have our nether wart farm there. Our livestock is here. We've got our Avermant's 2x2 house there. We have our little farms along the front. We have the wheat farm, which is right above us. We have our little cemetery here. If we come down here, that is our cobble farm, cobble generator even, with the horrendous roof that we're going to have to take down. And this is the entrance to our knackered XP farm. And here is our chicken bending machine that we'll take a look at as well, just to see how full it is, because I haven't been over that for a couple of weeks to see how much is in it. But in addition, you see here, there's one of the canals that goes out to the ocean monument. And where is it? Just in here is another canal which runs, we hop back on here. The other canal runs through here, underneath the front of there, and it spits out somewhere. Actually, yeah, there it is there. You can just see it there. So that runs along here and down there, and that just gives us access to the village and the mining in that direction. And there's some of our navigation towers as well. And we also have a more zoomed out map. One thing I will say as well, when I was added an extra row to either side of this one here when I made it bigger. I will add the bottom rows as well. I took a map out so I knew when I was crossing the boundary, and you can see here the difference between the aquatics update, because I made this map ages and ages ago. But since the aquatics update, we now have more detail in the ocean on the map. So you see here, this is the previous one, which I'll update eventually, and here you see it's much richer blue, and you can see a little bit more of the contours of the ocean. Probably a little bit more clearer in this one here. This is one of the new maps. And if we go across here, you can see I used the edge of this map obviously to find where I was going, and you can see just there the boundary of where the old map and the new map meet. So I will have to take all of these maps back out and rescan them all, but I'll do that when I do all the other bits and bobs here. But anyway, let's move on now. We'll see what else we've got, and we'll go and start doing some farm. As I said, the kelp room and the self-sustaining system that we've built is that's another episode to come. Out here, I've had a little drawbridge here. Of course, I didn't think we've adding the switch as well, because we've never had any mobs down here for a long time. I've also made a little addition to our panic room, because I just re-enchanted all my armor, everything. Slipped off, fell into there, and that was it. Lost everything again. So we now have a little escape hatch in our panic room, so if we do fall in, we can, as quickly as we can, run over here and get out. Also down the bottom here as well, I've extended these up and down, all the way down to bedrock. So now we can go in there, we can get down to the mining level, we can also get down to the base level of our system here. Right, so let's get started with our farming. I grabbed a couple of little tools. just to help us here. Saved us getting them out of the boxes. So we're going to see what yields we get, and we're going to collect them all in our base, as there's a little water collection system which takes everything from our farms. I also emptied both of the iron farm and the slime farm here, just so that we could see what we got just from our little play session here. So for the potato farm, we climb all the way to the top. You see, I've added a fence or a wall along the edge here because the two bottom levels were getting hammered by this area down here. It just seems to be where all of the cows and the horses spawn. But this is really easy to farm. Flick the switch. Water comes down. I used sand there because at the time when I built this I had 0 slime to make sticky pistons. So there we see, that's all washed down to the bottom there. Close that back up. And in this box I keep enough potatoes to refill it, and then we'll refill that box. So let's get these in. So there we go, that is our potatoes all replanted. Now what happens when they harvest, they come down here and they get put into this box here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take 4 stacks just so that we can replenish. We've got an egg in there as well. We'll take that for later on. Let's see, do we have 4 stacks? Yes, we've got 4 stacks. And what I'll do is I'll replenish the crate at the top there. I keep calling them crates, they're chests. I'll quickly just slide up here. We'll keep some tools up here as well, just in case we need anything. So there we go, so that's those replenished. And then what we'll do now is we will send all of this down to our base to be collected. So you see, pull lever down to flush chest, and you see things are starting to go out of there, and you'll hear it's all getting flushed down to the base there. We'll quickly just nip into here and I'll show you what's going on. So here we are under the potato farm, and you see when the switch is pulled, that gets extended and these get pushed into here and they get sent down this little water stream down to our base. So you see, and they all flow into the chests that are underneath our base. We'll just have a quick run along here. We're picking up a few of these potatoes as we go as well. We'll chuck those back in the water. What we'll do is we'll hop over there, and there we go. I see that also runs down to our base as well, but we're going to come out here through this little passageway. Oh, it's night time. Actually, no, yeah, let's have a look at this in the dark, because it's quite nice here in the dark. Everything's all nicely lit up in our facility here. So let's hop over here, and this is our wheat farm. And very easy for this one, simple mechanism. We just have a bucket of water in there, and we just walk over these plates. There we go, dead simple. And then we just walk back, the water gets retracted, and then we'll hop into here and we'll pick up some seeds. I can't remember exactly how many this one takes because we haven't really used this. So there we go, nice and simple. That will regrow even. And everything, of course, as well, just flows straight down there. Of course, we keep knackering these, don't we? So next up, since we're in this area, we might as well harvest the cocoa beans at the back there. Now, before the aquatics update, these were really simple to get. All you had to do was get a bucket of water and put it on the top, and that would be it. Oh, of course, that happens now as well, doesn't it? So as these logs get waterlogged now, it won't actually let me take it out without taking out the farm. So what we're going to do is we'll get our axe. The only way to get rid of these now that I've found is this way. At least it's almost insta-mine with this here. So we'll quickly get this. So that's all those mine. We've got a few stacks there, and now we'll just replant them. So there we go, that's all of those replanted. Some of them are already starting to grow there. What we'll do is we'll get rid of the excess and send that down to our base. That's what this original little hut here was for. So we can chuck everything in there, or we can just take the stacks and toss them into there. We'll also get shot off this bucket and put that back where it was. So next up we have our little farms that stretch out into the water. This one here is our first one that we had, because we had never accident with lava when I originally brought the Netherrack back. So the Neverwort even back. So I had to grow one from here, and then from there we were able to spawn all of that. Oh, there's a witch there. Let's get a shot of her. Right. Let's start from one end and go through all of our farms here. So what have we got here? We're not going to bother with that one. That one can stay there. So we've got pumpkins. We have carrots. We have beetroot. We have potatoes. We have sugarcane, which we're going to have to make a huge one of these because I need loads of paper. And we also have watermelon. Well, these were the last ones to find. It was a real struggle to find any seeds. So let's get all this cut down and see what we get from it. I should say as well, before we continue any further, if you can hear underneath here, this is where all the drowns get caught. I have been trying to fill up some of the gaps as well. If you take a look at this video footage here, this was the other day when I was going around and I was trying to find the spot for our conduit, for the second conduit. And I could hear them underneath, and there's just hundreds of them in there. And these little pockets are everywhere. I'm slowly finding more and more and filling them in completely and getting rid of the water. But never mind that. We'll get back to our farming here. So there we go, that's all of our little extended farms here that go into the river. Tell you what, we will mine this one just for the sake of it, because you do get quite a bit back, and we'll just let that grow again. So same again, we're just going to go and chuck all of this in the hole. Right, next up, let's go and get the rest of that Neverwort. We're not going to bother milking the cows or getting the two bits of wool there. We have absolutely tons of it. Of course, Neverwort takes the longest to mine if you're walking across it anyway, just because it slows you down so much. Okay, that's one Neverwort farm done, and we completely forgot about the second one because we hardly ever go in there anymore. So here we are underneath the potato farm, where we have our second farm of Neverwort. So it doesn't need natural light, this stuff to grow. It probably doesn't need water as well, so you're all right on that if you want to build a farm of this on the overworld yourself. So there we go, that's all those planted, and you see here we've got absolutely loads. And what we can do is we can chuck it all in here, and that'll all get pushed down to the base. There you go, you can hear it clicking away there. So next up we're going to cross the river. We'll grab that egg as well, because we'll use that once we get actually over there as well. So here we are at the cactus farm. Now I don't know what's happened to this one, but we'll replant one, which is the best one to get. These ones I find they're a little bit difficult to get, because if you don't grab them as the pop, they you lose them on the other ones. We'll go around the other side and we'll see if we can claim that one. So there we go, so we've got 22 from that one. We'll keep hold of these for a few minutes. Actually, we'll have something to eat. And we'll head over here. See that? I love that conduit. We're going to have to make some more bigger pedestals for things like this. Now here we have our chicken vending machine. And yes, this has got absolutely loads in, because we've just sort of left it to its own devices, pretty much. So there's one chicken in there waiting to grow up. And oh, there's no switch on that one. And what we'll go do is we'll hop in here, we'll chuck our 2 eggs in. I don't know if any of those hatched. This was the funny one that I said I had to put in the 3 flashes into the system. I think it would just be easier just to replace this with a 2 two observers facing each other. I think that'll just be far more time efficient. Maybe we should do that in a later episode, in a maintenance episode or something. So I think that's it for this side. We're not going to bother going down to the XP farm because at the moment it doesn't work. And let's hop back over to the river, and we have another cactus farm. I should say before we go anywhere, should I or shouldn't I? Yeah, go on. We'll see what the yield would have been in my original kelp farm here. So there we go. That manual kelp farm takes a little while to collect because obviously you've got to collect it all from the surface, bobbing around. Let's go and dump this stuff off, and then we're going to head down to our slime farm because we've almost covered all of our farms. So here we are just behind the wheat farm here. Night's coming again, and what we're going to do is we're going to quickly just grab up these other ones because I keep forgetting these are here as well because we haven't needed them for ages. The cactus. Okay everybody, that is our primary farms all done and the sun is setting. What we're going to do now is we are going to hop over to our iron farms and see if they've produced anything whilst we've been having our little run around here. I'll show you this as well. This is the beginnings of some bigger pedestal that we'll build here. Ooh. Can you hear that as well? There must be another underground chamber here with some water in it. I'll have to investigate it here because I can hear the monsters somewhere. We'll find them. But yeah, so we've got a few sea lanterns in here. I also put some, to get some bubble effects, I put the soul sand and the magma blocks underneath as well, just to create a nice little effect around the conduit. But let's head over now to our iron farm, which you can see in the distance there. It has to be kept away from our main base just because of the number of doors to the centre of the village that we need to generate. So let's hop across the plains here. So here we are across at the iron farm. Let's pop that door open. Come down underneath. And let's see if we've got anything. Not much, 17 and 4 of those. What else have we got down here? We have a sheep. A chicken even. And we'll take those there and we'll take those back to our smelter later. So now, what we'll do is we can get to the slime farm that way, but we're going to go on the surface because we've spent far too much time underground. So here we are at the entrance to the slime farm, into this little mud hut here. Let's pop that there and let's see if we can see any slimes. I very much doubt it. No, can't see a thing. So let's go down here. I still haven't built this item elevator, so we'll have to go down to the actual bottom level and collect our slime if there is any. So it slowly flows down. There we go. And 2 and a bit stacks. That's not bad at all for, how long has it been recording? 30 minutes. There's nothing, sometimes I get a few of them dotted around here, but there's nothing lying there, so that's brilliant. So next we're going to head back to our base, and we're going to count up and see what we've got from our little farming session. Okay everybody, we are back in our base now, and here we're going to see what was collected from all of our farms. So the waterway comes down here and fills up these chests. See, there's nothing in the top one, nothing in the bottom one. So there we go, that's all of our stuff that we've got from this quick little farming session. So we've got absolutely loads of potatoes from the farm there, a couple of poison ones, which I still have no idea what the use of them is for. So we've got a good amount of cocoa beans, which we don't really use anymore because we've got the potato farm. We have some beetroot seeds. I've got the one melon seed. I don't know what happened with that melon. I just clicked on the wrong block, I think. Loads of watermelon. We've got some wheat as well, which we're going to turn into blocks because we're going to make a little stable for our horses. Not too many carrots, but it only is a small farm. A handful of pumpkins. Plenty of beetroot as well. We have loads in store as well. Just some more seeds. We've got the rotten flesh from that zombie that we killed. A few cactus as well, so we're going to make some dyes. Actually, we might turn some more of these cactus and get some walls around our facilities just to try and protect them from all the zombies in the ground. I've got a couple of extra eggs that I'll run over to the farm across the way. Some feathers, some more stuff for the smelter. A good bit of slime. So we get mass amounts of kelp. That was just from the manual farm. I'll throw all this into the system as well, because it might as well sit and be smelted later on. And we've got a little bit of iron. So there we go, that was what we had, the yield from our quick farming session. I'll get all of this filed away, I'll get all the potatoes as well popped into the super smelter. I hope you all enjoyed that. Don't forget to come back soon. I'll be going into more detail of the self-sustaining kelp farm that we've built and how all the extra systems work. We'll also get these maps updated. So don't forget to rate, comment, favourite and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.